Hey my beautiful Gemini peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your May 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope all is well. Just want to mention before we start, if you're interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. That's going to be the first link down in the description below. Excuse me for 1 second. Thank you guys very much. Unfortunately, my throat today has been a little bit funky, but do bear with me. I would like to mention, guys, there is a spring sale going on currently, so if you guys want to get yourself 20% off of a 15-minute personal reading with me, you have until the end of the month, essentially. It's going to be a full month of May sale, so feel free to use code POPPIN. That's going to be POPPIN for 20% off at checkout for a 15-minute personal reading. But Gemini, let's roll on into it and see what's going on here with you for your May 2023. I'm just getting jumper cards left and right. Three of Cups did come out, so I like that for you. But let's see what's going on here overall, okay? What do we got showing up here for the zodiac sign of Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout May 2023. What information is going to be showing up here for the zodiac signs of Gemini? Starting out with the overall energy of the reading, we do have here the High Priestess. So High Priestess showing up here for you. It is Piscean energy coming up here at this time. High Priestess can be secretive. It also could be, though, about coming in more in tune or becoming more in tune with some of your intuitive gifts. But I feel that in this current situation, there's definitely something you're picking up on. You know, you have a gut feeling about a situation, your intuition is speaking to you. I also kind of feel that you don't necessarily know just yet what it is, but you feel something. There's some sort of feeling you're having that's sitting with you, but it's kind of hard to describe what it is, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify. We have here the Empress. We have here the Page of Pentacles. For some Geminis, you could be feeling that maybe somebody here is outgrowing a situation with you. You might feel like they're spending a lot of time around other people. They're spending a lot of time at work more. They're spending a lot of time with like everybody and everything else other than you. So you kind of are getting this intuitive feeling that maybe it feels like somebody's growing apart from you and somebody's outgrowing you, because you're noticing that it never feels like they invest in me anymore. It never feels like they have time for me. It never feels like they're around. So that feeling is within you and it's starting to grow more and more prominent, I think, jumping into the month of May as a whole. And it's kind of like, okay, is there a climactic energy coming? Like, is there about to be a climax to this relationship, whether it's romantic, whether this is your friend? Because it's like, it feels like something is just growing out of alignment with me here, and I can't shake this feeling. Having a look here into your current situation, we have here the Eight of Wands in the reverse. I naturally don't have reversals in these decks for the monthlies, so it's interesting it came out that way. We have here the Chariot, and then looking at the last card for you is going to go ahead and be the Strength card. Yeah, someone here is definitely not really communicating to you. And I think that that's been the number one main issue. It feels like someone here is always kind of caught up on something else or someone else. So if they're not spending time with you, if they're not communicating with you, maybe they're putting all their time into work, they're putting all their time into their other friends, and it's like WTF, because with the Strength card showing up here as well, it just feels like somebody is so pulled back from you, and it feels like no matter how many times you try to confront them about it, you try to talk to them about it, Chariot card is kind of giving me the vibe that they're pretty dismissive. They're like, oh, nothing's going on, nothing's wrong, but you're like, I have a feeling that something's wrong, you know? So once again, Gemini, you just can't shake this feeling, and it doesn't matter what this person says to you, you can feel that something here is off, okay? Now, having a look here into what you need to be aware about this month, let's go ahead and take a look here at that. So what do my Gemini peeps need to be aware about? Jumping into May 2023, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First card out is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the Judgment. We also have here the Queen of Wands. And then lastly, we have here the Five of Swords showing up as well. Now, Eight of Pentacles here to the Judgment. It does feel to me like you've been working very hard to not be super judgmental about this situation. You've been trying not to read too much into your feelings or into what your intuition's telling you. I think that you personally have been trying to kind of ignore the feeling. You're like, okay, I can't help but feeling how I'm feeling. It does feel like somebody here is relatively growing more distant from me, but you've been trying to like shove that feeling away. But it's something that you can't shove away, because Queen of Wands coming in here, I feel like what you need to be aware about this month is that it's only going to become more and more expressive. I think that you're going to get to the point where it's like, okay, I can't shake this feeling. I need to be adamant about it. I need to be open about it. I need to express how it is I feel. And I do feel like in terms of what to be aware about Five of Swords, it's probably going to cause some disruption in this connection, because whoever this is you're dealing with, they don't want to actually truthfully say, yeah, there's distance being created. So I feel like they're having a difficult time admitting that. I don't know why they're not admitting it to you, but you can feel it, you can see it, and you're certain that that's what's going on. Why is the person Gemini is dealing with here, or the situation Gemini is dealing with here, not being honest about there being some sense of distance? We have here the Six of Cups, we have here the Two of Cups. Because of history, I feel like if this is a friend or a lover, you've definitely been around this person for a very, very long time. So considering that there's a lot of history that flows between the two of you, and Two of Cups is kind of giving me the vibe of like you've always been around. Like if this is a person, you've been friends for years, they've always been there, you've always been there. If it's a relationship, it was always you and this person together. If it's a job, I've always been at this job my entire life, yada, yada, yada. So it's like there's a lot of history here, and I feel like that's why whomever or whatever you're dealing with is having a difficult time admitting that there is distance showing up here at this time. I think that granted, even if they're unhappy right now with the way things are between the two of you, they're still holding on to the past because they don't want to let go of that history either. It's like they don't want to let go of something they're so used to, which is you, is what I'm feeling here at this time. Give me more insight as to why there's distance. Why is whoever Gemini is dealing with creating distance in the relationship and connection right now? We have here the Ten of Cups, we have here the World, and we have here the Four of Swords. I do feel like, excuse me guys, I do feel like they have found something else that is fulfilling to them, but they're not being honest about it. If it's a romantic connection, Gemini, as much as it hurts, it's like I'd rather have the truth that you're happier with somebody else instead of me, and then I don't have to waste my time. If you're happier hanging out with other people in life and you just don't associate or acknowledge our friendship as much anymore, or maybe our friendship isn't fulfilling to you anymore, like I'd rather you be real, open, and honest with me about that. And it's like, person you're dealing with, I do feel, and I hate to say it, Gemini, I do feel like they found something else that they're connected to at this time, but they're just not admitting it to you. The World card here means they already made the transition. So they're happy with their new beginning, with their new person, with their new situation. But Four Swords, they're not being open and honest and communicative to you at this time. What's holding them back so much? We have here the Three of Swords. I don't think they want to let you down. I don't think they want to hurt you. But I think to a similar extent, they don't want to hurt themselves, because if they do admit that there's distance, they recognize that all the history that you've shared together is truly over. I think this is a person here who's living very much so in the past of what it is they had with you, and not necessarily living in the present. When we think about the present moment, they're going after other situations that are fulfilling because the present moment isn't fulfilling them, but they're holding on to you because of the past that the two of you have shared. And that's what I feel makes it so difficult to let go at this moment in time. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in terms of insight to who you're dealing with here. How would Gemini react and respond if they were truthful? If they said, listen, I just do feel like we've grown apart. How would Gemini react and respond if this person truly opened up? We have here the Page of Swords, we have here the Three of Pentacles, and we have here the Two of Swords. I mean, at the end of the day, you wouldn't necessarily be incredibly happy about it, but I think that you'd be happy that they were open about it with you. And Three of Pentacles, it's like you would work to move on, So it's better to know the truth than to kind of feeling up in the air and confused. So from your perspective, Gemini, if this person said, listen, we're just outgrowing each other, I'm going to be honest, or like I found somebody new, or I'm happier doing this in my life. Like if they were honest, would it hurt? Sure. But you'd be happy to know that at least they're working together with you and meeting you halfway and being truthful. And then Two of Swords, it's like I can choose what to do next in my life so I don't have to waste my time. I think one of the number one things you're tired of feeling right now, Gemini, is feeling stagnant. And this person not being honest with you is creating so much stagnancy. Okay. All right, guys, moving on forward. What is going to be the number one thing that Gemini needs to know this month or needs to hear? What information do we have here regarding that question? We do have here the Moon card, and we have here the Two of Pentacles. Yep, Gemini, your feelings matter, but I think that you need to make sure that you are not backtracking, dismissing, or pushing away your feelings. Your feelings have to be at the forefront this month, is what I'm seeing for you guys jumping into May. Being expressive of what it is you truly feel and not letting anybody else manipulate those feelings, change your mind, and just being that, just making sure that you're being completely transparent with how it is you feel is going to be the most beneficial thing for you and the most beneficial tool. Three of Cups, if you want to create more happiness, it's going to be best to, be open about how you feel about the situation. And of course, if it's not working out, then at least you can open yourself up to what else can fulfill you in life instead of having your time wasted. So Gems, I think that the number one thing for this month to really focus on is being super transparent and not allowing somebody to maybe flip-flop your feelings or manipulate you. Because I do feel to a certain extent too, person you're dealing with could be a little bit manipulative at this time. I kind of get that feeling of them gaslighting you. Like, what are you talking about? Everything's fine. I'm not off. And it's like they totally are. You have a feeling here you just can't shake. Don't let them tell you otherwise, because they're not being honest here. So I want to make sure you guys don't get gaslit and you stand behind your feelings. Moving on forward for you guys, let's have a look here and see what you can expect throughout the rest of the month. What can Geminis expect here throughout the rest of May, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First card out is going to be the Knight of Swords. Next card is going to be here the Tower. We also have here the Emperor, and we have here the Justice card. Absolutely, Gemini. I think you're going to take the power into your hands and, really do something about this situation, because whoever you're dealing with isn't. Emperor card is about recognizing that you're only in control of yourself, your choice, your actions, and you're choosing to take action here. So Knight of Swords here to the Tower. I definitely get that feeling here where you're going to kind of initiate the process of letting go of this person and kind of just breaking off this connection. If it's a romantic relationship, you're initiating a breakup here. If it's a friendship, you could be initiating a breakup there. It's like, listen, I can see you're distracted. I can see that you're happier somewhere else and you haven't been happy with me, and I don't want to hold you back. I don't want you to hold me back, and I want everybody to just be happy, but I want honesty too, is what you're going to be saying here as well. So you're going to be communicating how you feel, and no longer are you just going to be communicating how you feel, but you're taking action on how it is you feel too. So it's about letting them go, since they didn't have the strength to necessarily let you go. And with the Emperor here to the Justice, you're going to feel so much more balanced and relieved after you make that move to disconnect from them. Because it's like, I've already been feeling for a while now that you've outgrown me, or that we've outgrown each other. I've already felt this weird feeling inside of me that we're just not compatible or resonating. And it's like, I don't want to waste time anymore. And I don't want to be lied to anymore that things aren't different when they totally are. So I definitely feel like moving throughout the rest of May, you're going to be making this choice to detach from this person. How is the person Gemini is dealing with going to react and respond to Gemini making that choice to detach? We have here the Five of Wands. See, I don't know why that's their energy. And the King of Cups. It's like Five of Wands. They're going to be really frustrated. They're going to be really irritated. Five of Wands is the energy of drama, so they can be very dramatic about it. I did mention, the person you're dealing with, the reason they've held on to you for so long is because they've held on to the history the two of you have shared. I think that they're still really stuck living in the past, though. So it's like they keep the connection around because they think about the good times in the past. But if they can't be happy in the present, it doesn't matter how good the past was. It just means you're not compatible or you're not resonating right here, right now. So the person you're dealing with gets frustrated, but with the King of Cups showing up over here, they quickly pull themselves together and they're like, okay, maybe it's for the best. So the first reaction you get from them is like drama, dramatic, angry, all that stuff is what I'm feeling. But then inevitably, I feel like quickly, actually, not even inevitably, it feels quickly, they're like, okay, well, maybe it's for the best, and then Queen of Swords, they accept the detachment, you go your way, they go their way. So I think that even if there is any sort of drama or negativity that shows up in their reaction, it's going to fade pretty quickly here, is what I'm seeing. Let's take a look here and see how Gemini is going to feel being detached overall from this person. We have here the Ten of Wands, and we have here the Nine of Wands. Yeah, I think that it's a burden being lifted that's been held inside of you for so long, It's nice that you don't have to hold on to this energy anymore, because I feel like you've been holding on to it for a while. This gut feeling that you've been having could have been going on for weeks, for months. So it's like, it's so nice to not have to hold on to this burden anymore, and everything can finally be released, We have here the Page of Wands. I can open myself up to new beginnings, new journeys, and new interests at this moment in time. Having a look here at the overall outcome for the Zodiac of Gemini throughout May 2023. What's going to be the overall outcome here? And what do we got? We got here the Sun. You know, I think that there is a happy ending to this story. Even if you may not initially feel this way in May, I think that coming closer and closer to June, you're going to start to feel much more happier and much more relieved because you're not stuck anymore in a connection that is honestly not really going anywhere. And keep in mind, this connection did not have to be purely romantic. It could be a friend, it could be family connections, work, love, anything. So however it applies to you, take it if it resonates, right? Leave it if it doesn't. But the Sun card here is like, you know what? I'm happy with the way that things went down because I don't have to waste my time anymore. They don't have to waste theirs. And I can be honest about where I'm at in my journey, and I can be honest about what do I want now going forward? You know, you get to ask yourself that question. I'm a different person, clearly. I've grown and transcended and transformed into a different person. So what does Gemini want now? What's going to please me and make me happier going into my future? So it's a nice time to be completely not necessarily single, but it's a nice time to be focusing on yourself and what you want for yourself going forward. And I think you're excited for that new step in your journey. Okay? All right, though, Gemini. With that being said, I love you. I know that this might have been a little bit of a tough read for some people that are watching. Maybe some of you Geminis aren't ready to let go. Maybe most of you. I think most of you are, but some of you may not be. But I think you're going to realize this month it's for the best, and it just eliminates so much stress and so much burden in your life that I think this person's caused, you know? It's a little tricky to understand where they're coming from in terms of not being completely honest with you. I guess I can understand, right, their history with you and this person living in the past, but I don't know. I get that feeling where it's like you would bring it up, you know? I don't know. Something feels off. They're like, what? Everything's totally fine. And it's like, no, I can tell something's up. And they're like, it's great. It's fantastic. We're good, you know? And it's like, really? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, I do feel like to an extent there was some gaslighting going on here or just some flat out lying. And it's nice to see the truths out there, and it's nice to not have to continue to work on something that isn't really easy to work on with a person who's not meeting you halfway. All right, my Gemini peeps. I love you. I hope you enjoyed your read, and if it resonated, of course, do let me know down in the comments down below. Of course, if it's not your story, absolutely no worries, but thank you for tuning in here to your May 2023 Tarot. Once again, guys, I do want to mention, if you want to partake in that spring sale, please use code POPPIN, POPPIN, for 20% off at checkout if you wish to get a 15-minute personal reading with me. I'm wishing you all the best. Have a lovely May. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to welcome you here into the Soul family, but have a lovely day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, Gemini, and peace.